Guys, good day and welcome to the South African lawn. And what better place to talk about this product that I'm very excited to show you about than my putting green. Welcome, enjoy the video. Lekker Owens, why am I so excited? It's all because of this bag I've got in my hand right here. What is this, guys? This is an all-purpose fertilizer by FMA, the organic fertilizer manufacturers of Africa Limited. Okay, so this is what it is, guys. And why am I excited? Because I was promised that this is no longer a pellet or big, you know, I used to call it a prill, but it's not a prill, it's like a squeeze. It looks like they put this organic fertilizers through a mince machine and then they push worms out and then they break and it leaves a pellet thing this size, whereas this is more a prill, you know, this is more the size of a normal fertilizer. And why am I excited about organic fertilizer? Because every time I work with a big prilled chemical fertilizer and I put it on this green, it tends to burn it. Also, I've seen a couple of other scenarios this year on normal lawns where people have burnt their lawns with chemical fertilizers, whether that's due to putting too much down, whether not watering enough, or whether the irrigation system is just not distributing water effective enough to water that chemical fertilizer in and then burning the lawn. I'm not 100% sure. Whereas this will eliminate all the fudge factor and it will create a more organic cycle in your soil. Okay, that's why I love this, guys. We really need to try and stay away from chemical stuff. I know chemical is cheaper and it works better and it's stronger and all that. We'll talk about the nutrients just now in a second, but really adding organic stuff to your lawn really reduces the amount of fertilizer we need in the long term. If we can get that worms going and creating an you know, that organic cycle, what do you call it, whatever, the, you know, that microorganism cycle thing that it produces its own fertilizer. We really reduce the amount of fertilizer that we need in the long term. Let's talk about this product. Let's compare it to the old style pellet-sized organic fertilizer that I once knew. Right, so let me open it up and see what we've got inside. Ooh, wow. So let's start by putting this pellets down here, just about a handful of that, and then about a handful of this. And that right there is the difference between the two. And here we look at a prill that's probably most of them, what enters the bag is probably around 10 mils in length right there, and then it's probably about 2-3 mils in width, whereas this is all between approximately 2 and 4 mils. And how do I know that? Because it says there granules between 2 and 4 mil, so that's how I know. So more of a real world test. The problem comes for me with the actual distribution of this big pellets of fertilizer not being able to make its way effectively through this opening of the fertilizer spreader, and then nothing comes out effectively out of that. So I've got actually a big spreader which I use for the big lawn, but I'm just using this for explanation purposes. Okay, so you don't want to always, this just doesn't come out as even and most of the time gets clogged up and then it doesn't go through, which I hope that the smaller prill will more effectively do, which I think it will, because I think the round prills, the actual roundness of it being more like a ball, will easily roll into the holes and distribute quite a bit easier, as you can see the difference between the two. Okay, so another real world problem with these organic fertilizers is a lot of these are just lying on top of the leaf blades, whereas I hope with a smaller prill size this would more easily fall through the leaf blades onto the actual soil where we want the fertilizer. Okay, now it's not organic, it's not chemical, so it shouldn't burn anything in any case. So eventually it will make its way down and break down and work its way into the soil. However, if we can get it to the soil level quicker, we'll have less of the actual fertilizer being picked up by the mower. So it's just more ideal to have the fertilizer fall through onto the soil layer. Okay, so I've half filled with the big pellets, and I'm going to distribute now and see how efficient this comes out, and then we'll compare it to the smaller one. So this thing has got 1, 2 and 3 settings, so I'm going to put it on 2. That should put us in the middle of things, and then we'll see how it comes out. So already nothing is coming out. Come now. I'm going to set it all the way up to 3 because nothing is coming out. Okay, now we're starting. Clogs up. Oh, this is so frustrating. There is just no way. I've done this 5 or 10 times, and I know I've literally, honestly, I think I've been busy for 2 or 3 minutes, and I don't think I've halved emptied the amount that I started with. So this is a little bit frustrating, Owens. I'm just going to throw this out by hand. So really, with these prills, if you don't throw it out by hand, there's really no other way to distribute it, and I just feel that the hand isn't as accurate as a fertilizer spreader. But to be honest with you, a fertilizer spreader is also not very accurate because it clogs up, and then all of a sudden there goes a bit, and then it's like clogged up again. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put more or less the same amount of the small prill size fertilizer in and see whether it works a little bit better. So this is what I've got to start with, more or less the same. However, I can really feel that the weight of this is more. It's probably almost double the amount of weight of the other pellets. Okay, so I'm going to set it to 2 again, and then I'm going to distribute it on the green because that's where I want to use this fertilizer, to be honest with you. Let's see if that works a little bit better. Oh, I can just tell you that this is probably the worst spreader, and this already works a lot better. One thing that I must confess is that my agitator of my spreader is broken because of that big prills of that organic fertilizer. It actually got stuck in there, and then I forced this rotator thing, and then it broke off. But this distributes a dream. This is way faster than the other one, and I'm only at the half setting right here. I'm going to see what happens with this very last bit here at full go, at full berries. Oh my word, yeah, that's a little bit fast. Okay, my fertilizer's finished in any case. Okay guys, so that is spread, and that went quite a lot better than even expected, to be honest with you. That was so easy. Let me show you. It'll probably affect the rolling quite a bit as well, but hopefully it'll break down fairly quickly. Hopefully my mower doesn't pick it up as much as the pellets, and hopefully it'll feed this green and the lawn or wherever I use it quite effectively. That's how it looks from the top. You can see a million of these prills lying all over the show. Let's check the rolling. Oh, terrible. Oh, that's horrible. Holy moly, no, that is a shocker. To be honest with you, this fertilizer could not have come at a better time, because that other day when I applied bumper and also then added growth regulator as well as a little bit of liquid nitrogen to this putting green, it tends that it seems as if I've burnt it just the slightest bit. I can see a yellow tinge. It's already recovering, but this fertilizer will hopefully now put just a little bit of a kick back into its system and push out that yellow tinge that I've caused with my obviously too strong of a spray right there. Okay, so I've got a handful of each, the small prill size and the big prill size, and I'm going to throw it on a normal part of lawn. Because let's be honest, the green is only a very small part of the amount of lawn that I've got. So I'm going to throw them like this. So that's the normal prill, the pellet. And then a little bit to the side here, I'm going to gooi the smaller prill. And then we'll see, oh, you see that? You can see a clear difference of this prill really making its way through the actual grass. Look at that pellets sitting on top, whereas the prills are worked way better below that. Like I can't even feel the prills when doing this, whereas you can clearly feel the pellets when doing that. So guys, in my opinion, a win, something that I've been waiting for quite a long time, to be honest with you. I've really said that that's the big problem with organic fertilizers, is we can't spread it, and it's a bit of an issue when it's there, especially on the green, and especially if you mow after it. So I'm going to water in this fertilizer right now, and the last thing I want to show you is the actual nutrient amounts that you get within this organic fertilizer. And it's quite, I don't want to say shocking, but it's lower than the chemical fertilizer rate. Okay guys, so right here is the breakdown of all the things, and the main thing that we normally look at is the nitrogen level, and here you get 12 to 14 grams per kilogram. It's not very specific, the grammage, but it's close enough, you know, 12 to 14 grams per kilogram, which is almost a tenth of what we normally get. We normally get in chemical fertilizers, we get about 140 gram, depending on which type of fertilizer we work with. But when we look closer, we can see that there's an absolute ton of other micronutrients which your lawn really benefits from. So yes, the macros are there in low amounts, but you really get all the other stuff, you know, that's really beneficial to microbial activity. That's the correct word. That's the one that I looked for earlier. Look at all these micronutrients that's also included in this bag. And therefore, because of the low nitrogen rate, you'll see in lawn and sports fields, golf courses, 2 to 4 kilograms per 10 square meters. So that's a very heavy rate, which means that on this putting green, I'll have to use about 3, 4, 5 kilograms of this putting green, of this product on this putting green, which is quite a lot. So you are going to use more. However, organic fertilizers, especially this one, is not extremely expensive. It will work you out quite a bit more. If you compare the nitrogen rates, then yes, you are getting lower nitrogen for your money, obviously, with organic fertilizers, but it is really beneficial to your soil. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is probably the most excited I've been in quite a while, because of a product that I've come across. So very nice product. If you're interested to buy it, contact me or whatever, then I'll put you on to the right people. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to water in this pearl size organic fertilizer onto my putting green right now, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers for now. Bye bye.